Hi guys, it's Simon here. I have screwed up my schedule again. But, on the upside, at least I got through all my old reactions. Therefore, I can start reacting to new stuff now. I don't have to go through all the old stuff anymore. And I'm really appreciating how far they've actually gone up. I mean, Reading is Fundamental did pretty well. You've got like 2 likes in like a couple of days, and someone was kind enough to comment below who won the Season 5 Reading is Fundamental, which was Alaska, which obviously I was expecting, because how can you not award Alaska anything? Like, she is incredible, and amazing, and all of that. But, let's move on from one queen to another. It's Wednesday down in Australia. It may still be 10 o'clock, but it's still Wednesday. And most people here will know what that means. It means that we are now on to either the 4th or 5th, I'm thinking we're on the 5th, Hump Day Hopkins rehash. If I'm wrong, don't correct me later, because I'm going to go through my YouTube stuff and find out what it is. In fact, I may do that with this new laptop. Anyway, it's time for the Hump Day Hopkins rehash. Essentially, what it is I go through the tweets of the week from controversial journalist Katie Hopkins and pick out my favourites to read back to you guys, to essentially save you the time and energy from going onto her timeline yourselves. Believe me, for lovers, they keep it up there. If you really hate Katie and have to watch this to see what she's tweeted, it's probably because you can't stand to delete your history. So, either way, welcome! Let's get ourselves started, because there is quite a lot to get through. Now, most of you may have heard the LBC show, where Katie stood in for someone else this week, and her opinion of birth, or having to go through labour, or not having, what's it called? Either way, not having pain relief, that's what I'm going to say. It stirred up a couple of people, and this has started off with her ladyship. Her ladyship is Denise Welsh's old daffodil, by the way, so that explains this comment. It says, Katie Hopkins, push so hard you almost pop blood vessels. No matter how hard you push, the baby slips back up. Deal with ITP throughout pregnancy. And Katie says, you sound angry. Have a lie down and a donut, dear. Pain is something only strong women can handle. Sugar with that? Yeah, yes please, quite a lot of it, because I am on a budget. I am gonna take anything that I can get. This one I love. When people challenge my time away from home, childcare provision, failure, as a mum, I say I work like a husband. Usually shuts them up. And to be fair, that's true. And another reason why people should not be slagging her off. They may think that she's a terrible mother, but look who quit The Apprentice when she had made the final for her children. And she wanted to make sure they were getting cared for, and she didn't know if the proper thing was going to run through till the final, so she stepped down to take care of them. See? If that's not devotion to your family, I don't know what is. She had a perfectly good opportunity and probably could have won that season of The Apprentice, but she chose to turn it all down for her children. Now that shows the markings of a true parent. Someone who's prepared to turn down so much just for their kids. And it shows that she has a heart as well, because if she hadn't cared, she would have just continued on in the competition. So, in a way, it was kind of the best thing that could have happened to her and the worst thing. The best thing is that she's now gotten very successful. The bad thing is that she could have won. But, you know what? It doesn't do well to dwell on the past, so let's move on. Alison Davies says, do you ever spend time with your family as you seem to spend most of your life on Twitter? And it's spelled YR instead of your. This contradicts what I said earlier. And, you know what? She doesn't matter about her. Katie responded, I am on the road working. If it helped your tiny antiquated brain, antique-weighted, Antiquated. Antiquated something or other. Brain, I work like a husband. Katie noticed this person about, she said something about, what are you doing today? Go outside and exercise, eat less, move more. And someone called Sarah said, sitting on the sofa recovering from chemo, wishing I could go for a walk even. And Katie said, big Team Hopkins hug to Sarah this morning, please. It's not much, but it's at least something. That is actually really, really sad. That's really not right. Cancer is horrible, so I feel really sorry for her. Okay. Melissa Jarvis says, thick people, not think people, because think haven't put out anything worthwhile in quite a long while. Unless you count that celebration PIF. Melissa Jarvis says, thick people, stop and listen to Katie Hopkins' actual words. There is a difference between that and your interpretations. And to be fair, that's quite true. And that's mainly where people fall flat in. Okay, this one. Don't lie there feeling guilty. Get walking and you'll feel great. With greatness comes power to make stuff happen. Virtually chuffing Giselle. Martin Woody Wood says, well, I am sat on the toilet tweeting you flower. Have a nice day. Katie says, when people tweet me from the toilet, I always have to go wash my hands. Well, at least someone's holding it up their manners, because to be honest, not many people would be washing their hands after using the toilet. There's that one that I mentioned earlier, saying, let's go people, everybody is up running, walking and cycling in the sunshine. What are you doing? Let's get moving. Hashtag eat less, move more. Well, I'm going to be at rehearsal tomorrow, and quite frankly, that's going to take a little bit because we're doing our big number for the school mass on Friday, so that's really going to be exciting. I hope the school likes it. For those of you who don't know, I'm in the Addams Family musical at Aquinas this year. And we're going to be doing our starting number when you're in Addams in front of the entire school on Friday. To say that I'm nervous is an understatement. I'm really... Given that we've had to strip all the choreo back, I'm a little bit worried because I'm terrified that the enjoyment's going to get sucked out. But I think the staff are actually doing quite well accommodating in things. They're adding things in here and there so people will get intrigued. So hopefully things go well on the Friday. But let's get back to this. Man from Atlantis said, how about Piers Morgan and Katie Hopkins to replace Alicia and Amanda on BGT? Interesting? Now, to be perfectly honest, I weighed in on the guy's tweet and I said that I'd rather Katie Hopkins be on there. Pardon me. I'd rather Katie Hopkins be on there replacing Amanda because Alicia's still relevant in a way because she's got some singles coming out. Amanda, however, is starting to disappear for me. So I think Katie would actually be a good suit to the panel. I mean, she'd kind of be a British sort of version of Charlotte Dawson in a way. Not afraid to speak her mind and will be tough. But I also think that there's a soft side to Katie, as Charlotte also had a pretty soft side. So I think that will open itself a little bit more up. But we'll see what happens. Hopefully Katie gets something good. Okay. Android Wolf said, you're an asshole, but you're awesome too, which is mainly how I feel about Katie sometimes. And Katie said, I want this as my epath. She'll probably get it, you know. John C. Curtis said, probably not for long enough. Once a cheat, always a cheat, and you have not aged well. Bitch has aged perfectly well, to be perfectly honest with you. And Katie said, with respect, I aim to age disgracefully. So that pretty much just contradicts what I said and make me look like a slumper. Okay. Oh my god, I saw this one, I love it. It says, accidentally interpreted LNG on the toilets as lads and girls today. Gentleman at the urinal. Good evening. Oh, God, I love that one. Gentlemen at the urinals. Good evening. Good evening. Oh my goodness. Oh, this one. Free is saying what we've all been thinking about my fat story. Kind of think Katie Hopkins is amazing for gaining 3.5 stone and losing it again to show that people are lazy and losing weight can be done. I remember seeing like this doco in Science in my early days of school, something like Super Size Me, where a guy ate nothing but McDonald's for a whole month, and he was like sick on the second day, and I can remember sitting there thinking I would not be able to make it past that point. It would just be impossible. So, good on her. Now, let's move on to this Britain's Got Talent stuff. Okay. She said, Revelation Avenue are off. And the revelation is that too much fried chicken is bad for you. Oh, ouch. The honey donuts are off. Whoop, whoop. Okay. If there's any justice in this world, Luca and Benetics will go through. There is no justice in this world. So I'm assuming they might have gone. And she was midway through writing that tweet. Would have been good to have, like, filming it on her when that happened. Katie said, light my fire. These lads couldn't even light my bedside lamp. Hackneyed. Oh dear. Gary Barlow and Robbie Williams must be pissed then. And Mark Owen. Let's not forget about Mark Owen. Pretty much the only three that I can... Oh, Jason Orange as well. That's like 4 or 5 that I can know from Take That. Even though they're one of my favourite bands. I know, I'm a horrible person. Let's move on. Andrea Stokes said, repulsive women. Have you seen the size of your conch in your ugly face? Go look in the mirror. To be fair, I honestly don't want to look at the mirror because it's going to be filled with all this stuff about Big Brother and crap laden on it. No, wait, that's Metro. But to be fair, I'm not that far off from the truth. The mirror can be nasty when it needs to be. By the way, on Big Brother, please, if anyone's watching in the UK, phone to get Joel out. 3 of my favourites are facing eviction this week, and I don't want any of them to go. And I don't think a lot of people like Aaron, Kristen, or Jade, so I need you guys to vote for Joel, because there's no way Eileen's gonna go. So please, vote to send Joel home. I think I'll talk about this in my my Simon Says on tomorrow. Okay, let's move on. And Katie responded, actually I have. My nose can be used as a sundial on a sunny day. My face is multi-purpose. I love that. That's what we should do. Dad's dancing. The lesson here is that surprises only work the first time around. The genie doesn't go back in the bottle. Well, when my sister used to do ballet for a company, they'd usually have the dads on to dance a hilarious number, and I just loved it. Neil Dobson tweeted, Katie Hopkins in makeup. It essentially looks like one of those characters from Star Wars who I can't remember the name of. I know, I'm a failure at life. Let's move on. Katie Hopkins, your comments are so entertaining more than the actual show. Simon Cowell, Katie Hopkins to replace David Walliams, said Magical World. Keep David Walliams. We need our Simon David / Vic. How else are we going to get through the season? It sounded really nasty. Oops. Uh-oh. Amanda would have preferred a classicer version of this song. Indeed, Amanda. Indeed. Katie, now's the time for you to step in and replace Miss Amanda Holden. Shannon Tilley said, Katie Hopkins should maybe be a judge on Britain's Got Talent, and I'd love to see that. John A. Hayes said, I love you. I hate you. I love to hate you. I hate myself for loving you. But damn it, I cannot ignore you, which is generally what most people's perceptions are, so good on you, mate. Thomas Flynn said, "Would love to see Katie Hopkins on the BGT judging panel. Would be so good. Tell it how it is. People don't like the truth." Now that's something that I can believe. Now what this show is really lacking is a fat singer. Oh... I don't think they've wanted to piss you off more than you've already been pissed off, Katie, so I think they're laying the lax on fat singers. Unless Jack Black's going to be performing on the show later on in the year. In which case, run for the hills, sweetheart. Run for the hills. I actually really like Jack Black, by the way. I'm going to move on. Those girls are all better looking than you. I agree. But of the things I can control, I have exercised self-discipline. That's actually a good one. Katie, another one from Katie. "Ooh, I love Luca. Sod money supermarket. Luca is my money personal shopper. Go on, my son." That's really sweet. Lee Evans. "Found myself checking Twitter to see what Katie Hopkins was saying about Britain's Got Talent. What the hell has happened to me?" Welcome to the Anklebiters, buddy. Welcome to the Anklebiters. "I am struck in by the protective layer an extra 10 stone in my body weight gives you. Don't criticise me. I am fat and proud." Well, at least she's saying that she's fat, so Katie, that's one less thing for you to do. So relax, put your feet up. To be fair, I did flag this LBC convo as referring to my battered daffodil. Oh my god, I love that. Something that we have never seen before in the history of Britain's Got Talent. What? People aren't chuffing morbidly obese. Oh my goodness gracious me. Another one. "We want to be Britain's next big girl group. You are, darlings. You are. Nom nom nom." Oh my god. She is like insane, but I love her. And besides, we all know that Britain's biggest girl group at the moment is Little Mix. Do not fight me on this. I've already resorted to making myself sound like Courtney Act for them, so don't push me, okay? Oh, LBC. Katie Hopkins. "I gave birth to a 14 lb baby with no pain relief. Other mums can do the same. Not if they die during childbirth or they have, what's it called? Preeclampsia, because then they'll probably have to have a C-section. Thank you, Wayne Hope and Robin Butler, for informing me of this during the librarians." Okay. Sam Kerr. "Recommend you follow Katie Hopkins. Despite her adverse rating, she's a total hoot and instinctively follows the unspoken truth in UK life." Oh, this one I love. Muslim Clergic says, "Masturbating makes your hands pregnant in the afterlife." In this case, when every single teenager goes to heaven, we're all fucking screwed. Oh dear. And I haven't even gotten to the best of this. At Stan Collymore whips on the marigold. Oh dear. Something tells me this isn't gonna go down well. Okay. Given the myriad different body sizes and shapes all around us, why are we so willing to accept feet come in half and whole sizes? I think my feet come in whole sizes. If not, it's a very good job done by God. Let's move on. Read story. Woman shoots herself in head whilst taking selfie. I hope that this is a joke, because if so, that's really sad, but also really shocking. And okay, Katie says, "and wished more phones were fully loaded on semi-automatic." Oh god, she is evil, but I love her for it. Moves to ban Chubsters clauses in 0-hour contracts. Good news, as Chubsters fail to understand, you can't have your cake and eat it. Unless it's your birthday and you've made it yourself, in which case, eat it. Oh, the burlesque group in Britain's Got Talent. Katie says, they have confidence and pork pie. Oh my goodness, I love that. Please stick the irritating kid out. One song wonder. This is how we all felt about Jai Waitford on the X Factor. If it wasn't for him, Third Degree would have been in that final. Or as they're otherwise known now, The Click. They were probably one of the best on that series. So let's move on to the next bit. Billy and Emily Vag Vortex. That's all I heard. Just saying. Okay. LH Senior says, she pleases herself, says what she thinks and isn't afraid of what anyone else thinks. Quality. And she's, she or he's talking about Katie, which is good. Okay. If that is the case, I love a pork pie wank face. I don't want to even imagine what that would look like. It pretty much, envisaged in my mind, it's just a bunch of meat all swelling up, so let's move on. Mick Bray says, I think Katie Hopkins is one of the best posters on Twitter. Well, I'm quite sure she'll thank you for it. Rebecca Morale says, Katie Hopkins, totally agree. Love your comments. Brighten up my day. That's sweet. Lisa Waddington. One short of the big time of Paddington. Lisa Waddington says, I love Katie Hopkins. Directness has me in hysterics. Next one from Katie. Brother and sister have to go out. Can't cope with the vaginal vortex anymore. Oh. Katie, I'm not sure if you know this, but in the realm of television, they actually have something similar to that. They've got a show on, I think it's HBO, called Game of Thrones, and essentially, two of the characters in there engage in quite a lot of incest, but probably not this week because, spoiler, 5-second countdown just in case you haven't seen The Gift, because I know people get pissed off with Game of Thrones stuff being thrown around. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Cersei was arrested for that and thrown in prison at the end of this week's episode, so finally bitch is getting her comeuppance. So if you want to, you can watch back through that. It has your Lena Headey in it, so that's another positive thing, but not too positive about Cersei Lannister. Oh no, she better don't. Bitch. Oh dear. I'm tired and I'm all over the place and I'm literally a mess. It's amazing I'm not schlumpy. Where do I get this lingo? I'm schlumpy. Okay, let's move on. Oh gosh. Reality Box says, Katie Hopkins, you've been quoted in Britain's Got Talent 2015 Twitter Blast Talentless live show. Something tells me that they're going to need this final to pull out most of the stops. Essentially meaning Fifth Harmony and Little Mix will have to do a group performance. Hashtag Black Magic is worth it. Next up. Love Churchill. We shall defend our island whatever the cost may be. We shall fight on the beaches. We shall never surrender. Good lad. David Watson says, beauty is only skin deep in my eyes. Katie's attitude makes her a supermodel. And Katie said, terribly kind, sir. That's really sweet. Ian Miller says, Katie Hopkins says stuff that the Fort Police have banned. Sometimes very right, sometimes very wrong. No need to take seriously. And that's something we should all be taking when looking at her profile, to be honest. Okay, next one. Henry Brookbar says, Katie Hopkins, because she says funny things that piss unfunny people off. Ha! Which is true. Liv Manny Hay, you're a pork pie wank face. If Katie Hopkins is a pork pie wank face, then effing sign me up quickly, okay? Katie responded, I'm struggling to order the adjective and verbs here. Katie Hopkins tweeted, petty thieves of Merful Tideville. All aspirational Welsh people are on stage in England. Is just saying, BGT Live. And Shannon Price said, someone please tell me why this woman is so popular. Well, she beat out annoying twat penis Hilton on Celebrity Big Brother and gave him a taste of his own medicine, so... Okay. Are these genuine Epilepsy Society? It's bold. I'll also wager that they are the brainchild of a non-epi. I'm going to open this on a new tab and see what the image is. Get your free Seize the Day quote with... Oh, phew. I think they seem okay. They're just bags with River Island and Seize the Day on them. I'll lower it down so you guys can see. There it is. I see nothing wrong with that. If it just said Seize, then there could have been problems. Whilst we are on open slots, I can check to see which Hump Day Hopkins rehash this is. Active 5 days ago. When did I last upload something? I last uploaded something a day ago. What's it talking about? We are on the 5th Hump Day Hopkins rehash. I was right. There we go. Let's move back onto this. Look, so I'm hitting something, and it turns out it's my bin, so I'll move that to the side. Lorraine has not been incarcerated in an institution. Britain's got loons on the loose. Somehow I think this tweet is not available, but Katie responded to it. Darling, thank you, but my husband is keeping me begrudgingly. Okay. Ruby Red's next is about women being confident about their bodies and eating pork pies. A lot of pork pies. Pork pies! I'm doing British Sesame Street. Don't knock me, it's a hard job to do. Okay, we've gone through the method in Typhil. The act outnumbers the audience 2-1. Fair play. Dr. Allen said, I see Katie Hopkins' tweets more like subtitles. Then Lauren Schilling says, first thing I look at on adverts is Katie Hopkins' tweets. Why not do it during the show? Because, to be honest, you can catch up later, and from that first show, you weren't exactly missing anything. So let's move on to Miss Real Reviewer. Katie Hopkins and you are just a pony. The struggle is real. I'm still trying to decide whether that's a nice comment or a negative one. Okay. Katie Hopkins. Sure. No, Bertray said, I'm sure you've had a crotch or two in your face. And Katie said, sure, but I'm not trying to flog it as a talent. Someone tell that to Dylan Yendall, the strippers that were on Australia's Got Talent. They made the final. Katie, now's your time to sort out your panel stuff. Katie says, so many semi-finalists are one-trick ponies. 2 tricks, darling. You need 2 tricks. 2 tricks. 2 tricks. 2 tricks. It makes a really weird noise. But then again, that noise is just probably me just talking on a daily basis. Oh dear. Roller skating brother and sister. Should a sister's crotch be that close to her brother's face? Orcs somehow. That's true. It would be orcs. Katie... Oh no, it's another responding thing. Lanny says, what actually matters is being there for your children, and you aren't. Like I said, this contradicts what I said earlier about The Apprentice. Come on. Katie says, I work like a husband. My children are happy their mother is out there giving it some welly. Thank you. And good on the kids. And good on Katie. Let's see what else we've got. Martin Snow says, you do get some horrible comments, but something tells me you love it. And Katie says, I accept if I put myself out there. I accept if I put my... Yeah, I didn't misread a word. People have the right to have their say, good or bad, fair or otherwise. This one. Black Cab protest, TFL, HQ, 14 hours tomorrow. Boys, girls, I look forward to seeing you there. London's 2nd Police Force. Jim Davidson has possibly tweeted the most disturbing thing I've ever seen. Katie Hopkins, let's have babies. Paper bag. Is there a I just have to imagine a paper bag. I think I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm gonna have to take a shower to rinse out my eyes. It won't be enough. Nothing will ever be enough. Let's move back to this. This tweet is unavailable, but she says, Calvin, I wish you a happy bank holiday evening, sir. And then she gives a link. Here is a link to my lovely callers discussing ADHD on LBC earlier today. Which is something really good, because I got to really listen to that part of the show, because earlier that day I'd had a presentation on ADHD that I had to do for my psych class. So it ended up syncing up quite well with everything. So let's see what's next. Rosie Shawcross says, Katie Hopkins, I think she's so naughty, spelled N-A-U-G-T-Y, but so fearless, it is an exciting turn on for girls like me. It's as if we have found a gutsy leader. You don't get on Netflix much. Everyone knows that our first gutsy leader before Katie Hopkins started becoming really well known was Frankie Doyle. And still is. James Fraser says, excellent show and you definitely have the right face for radio. Katie responded, I do have a face for radio, but I have an ass for shorts, and that is to be celebrated. Indeed. Next. It was brill, Katie. Well done. Just can't get this image out of my head, though. Battered daffodil, says Luke G. To be quite fair, everyone wants to get the battered daffodil out of their head sooner rather than later. Claire Wood said something about a furry face. And Katie responded, thank you, my lovely. Impressing furry face is my life goal. This one is apparently from someone called fuck_live_free. Okay. Katie says back to them, with respect, your language is hard to fathom. Or, next one. Sorry. Thank you very much for the kind comments or otherwise about my show, LBC Today. I love radio. You are naked with nowhere to hide. I'm having flashbacks of the what's it called? The field picture that was shown in the papers. Here we go. An emotional parent forces Katie Hopkins to do a U-turn as she admits she might be autistic. Good on her. If that's true, good on her. Katie's thing. If you have a difficult delivery, Katie Hopkins' views on childbirth are going to piss you off. And those were done by Metro and Huffington Post respectively. At least they're doing well. And Katie says, next up, a whole city. And if I just zoom into this... Hopkins Street! Oh my god, that is actually quite good. It's a street called Hopkins Street. That's actually quite crazy. I love that. Yeah. Right, I'm going to skip through quite a lot of these next ones because they'll pretty much just say the same thing about the LBC show, and to be honest, it's getting really late, so I need to skip down quite a few. So I think I may skip the LBC ones. This one I will read out though. Andy Deek said, brilliant show today. Make Katie Hopkins a permanent LBC commentator, please. And I agree with that. She'd be really good. Katie Hopkins for London Mayor, said Sean the Cabbie, which I think would be okay. There are quite a lot of things for LBC, so I'm going to move down from them. Katie Glass says, why thank you, Katie Hopkins. I disagree with you, but thank God we live in a country where I can, and it stops there. And I think she's going to say, speak her mind, without fear of persecution. And in response to that, Katie said, well done, Katie Glass ST, very wise, very true. Apart from the bit about Arjun Chowdhury Obs, he does not deserve a voice in my country. Well, at least they can agree to disagree. This one. Male obstetrician. In future, women will be unable to give birth naturally due to excessive use of pain relief. How's your man flu, love? You stick it to him. Eurovision. Estonia will be comfort eating this evening. This is an unwelcome turn of events. Well done, Europe. Lesson. Being a chubster and singing about self-love is no guarantee of success. Take note, Briary Gordon. Oops. If that irritating bird from Norway isn't single, I'll put Canstein in my coffee. Oh dear. Callum Alexander said, Eurovision tweets are quite possibly the best I've read. Amazing. To Katie Hopkins. Katie says, Russia is jokes by blood. Ola is lactating at the thought of giving 12 points to Sweden. Oh dear. Lithuania thought about getting her roots done, then thought, fuck it. Nigella tits look wonky. Off message, but notable all the same. I sense a rainbow parade high-kicking its way to Russia in sequined hot pants. Whoop whoop. And people wondering whether her comments would be good. And it turns out 57% are in favour, so that's quite well done. And they're saying, like, commentator of the year goes to... And commentator of the year goes to, and Katie says, bless all your funny bones. Matthew Ferguson says, but you're so fat you would agree. No offence. She chose to ignore that one because she's tweeting a lot of Eurovision. Is Barbara into origami? Yeah. Krapopuni. If Sweden wins, Europe voted for a bearded narcissist in PVC pants. Zut de laws. Bloody hell, Albania. Dressed by Lego. FFS. For fuck's sake. Greece would do well to give 12 points to anyone working in the banking sector. I'm going to ignore people's hatred stuff. Oh, Annie Lou's doing a good one. Actually, I'm not going to read that out because I like Graham Norton. Conchita's waist is something else. Did she get ribs removed? I wouldn't know. Mark Ubi. Well, her retweeting me has swamped my feed in crap, that's for sure. Katie says, to be fair, your feed was crap before I got involved. Okay. Baby Posh and Scary Spice are back to talk shit while we wait for people to vote. Vote Israel, just to piss off the BBC. If they haven't done slamming your head into the wall so hard you put yourself in a coma, that would pretty much do it. Ben Gill says, good on Oobs, we are enjoying this evening. Hashtag Katie for punditry. The wind machine operator is clearly pissed. Albania is caught in a hurricane. Mark Ubi says, you have no heart, no art, no empathy. What the hell do you have, Katie? And she responds, genital warts? I love that. Russia is distraught. There are a million voices in her head most nights. Oops. I'm not going to say that. That's mean. That's really mean, and it has the C word in there. That's where I draw the line. No, I'm not going to read that. No, I don't want to read that hate thing. I've got other things to do, like sleeping later. Hungary used recycled cardboard cutouts to sing for them. Terribly green, performance values, into the red. A big strip down from Kylie Minogue's Into the Blue, but okay. Okay. Spain's dress was a little bit Lady D in the sunshine, the nanny is. Sorry, Graham Nort, we have decided I'm doing Eurovision next year. You need a script, Sweet Pea. Did your writers have the night off? Oh dear. Nikki Kinsey said, Katie's on fire tonight. Who needs ITV for entertainment on a Saturday night when you have her? And to be fair, if they both hosted, it'd be awesome. Stephen Irving says, loving Katie Hopkins' Eurovision commentary, replacement for Graham Norton. And Katie says, do feel free to tell Graham Norton. He secretly loves me. Very secretly. Why is King the Merciless singing for La Vita? Moonlighting Ring? And this one actually, if this is an actual matchup, I'm going to be howling my head in laughter. It's this guy in the red. Looks like from The King and I, in a way. It's the costume that's mainly reminding me. So, how does Latvia go for a wee in that dress? Sod the singing, Poland to win. That's courage right there. Watching your old self walking must take a balls the size of a bus. Okay, Katie Hopkins from Adrian. Katie Hopkins is the queen of tweeting. Her running commentary on everything never fails to make me laugh. Sitting here agreeing with all of Katie Hopkins' tweets, definitely commentator next year. Daniel Freer says, well, that was from Catherine Rose, the first one. Daniel Freer says, there needs to be a red button option where you hear commentary from Katie because we all need it. Chloe says, you're basically putting down thousands of teenagers that are bigger because of what you said. And Katie said, then thousands of teens need to shove less cake in their face, Sweet Pea. Oh my god, she's so evil, but it's so good. This is probably the thing that no one says about Ramsey. He must be pissed. Sorry, Germany. 2 World Wars and 1 World Cup. That'll be 0 points from me, no matter how high your heels, love. Graham de Montrese is saying, and it's official, Katie Hopkins is winning the internet with her Eurovision tweets. Moving on from that one. Monteguro's face is headed back to Serbia. If he cries, tears will come out from behind his ears. Okay. Tess Daly or Kat Daly singing for Greece? Greece has entered a song. It better be crap. If they have to host Eurovision next year, the finance minister will end it all. Oh. Next is Jesus. I preferred Cypher in the sea. Next. We are the heroes in our own minds. Indeed, Sweden. Indeed. Next one. Beauty never lies. Finally, I can say, yes, I'm different and it's okay. To be honest, love, morbid obesity isn't really okay at all. Okay. Beauty never lies. I'm friction between these thighs. Here I am. People, if you feel the love, raise your arms in the air. Family sits on their hands. I love that. LT says, I'm in great company then, Auntie Peg Katie Hopkins, because they were tweeting about the Eurovision this year. J'ai déjà oublié désolé. If my sister's watching this, can you give a translation, please? Because I think may have just said something rude. 2 of the Spice Girls are missing. Angry and Sporty are there, and Baby. Kerry says, spot on tonight, Katie. Next up. In Shaggy, Danielle is getting an 11-year-old a belly piercing. In my house, my TV is getting a brick through the screen. Oh my god. I think I may have just read back one of my old ones. Oops. But still, that's a good one to do. Danielle is getting an 11-year-old a belly piercing. Well, in my house, my TV is getting a brick through the screen. Oh my god. She needs to host something next year, or this year. It would be so good. If anyone knows if Being Naughty is uploaded onto YouTube, please let me know, because I really want to see it and see if it's really as bad as she's saying. And it seems to be only a doco, so if it was a big series, Katie would have been really good. But that's pretty much it from the thing now. I had to rush quickly through them, and I knocked over some of them because they say, oh, Graham Norton sucks, Graham Norton shouldn't be doing this, Katie should be. I love Graham Norton quite a lot, so I really don't want to have to read out that hate towards him. And one, it's because of two things. One, I love Graham Norton, and two, I think I'm getting pressed for time, because now it's 7 minutes to 11 o'clock, and this is timed over the 45 minutes, so in essence, I don't want to waste any more space on my iPad, because I'm looking like this at it frequently thinking, oh my god, is it going to crash, is it going to crash? But at least I won't have like an hour-long one like I did last week, so that's something. So, I should be getting my Simon Says done tomorrow, and hopefully other videos as well. So keep your eyes peeled for that, okay guys? Got it? Good. Alright, so, pop comments below, like, comment, subscribe, all the jazz, all the jizz, all the whatever. Whatever, wherever, by Shakira. Why did that remind me of that? It was probably the alliteration. Okay, I think now that I realise that it's bedhead, I'm rambling far too much. So, I'm going to sign off now, and really, despite my bedhead, there is nothing else left to say other than, bye guys, see ya.